welcome back to another pregame stream of Purple Rain Report. Week 3, we are here. We made it. We got the news to get into, who's playing, who's not. But first and foremost, if you're new here, like the video, subscribe, do all that good stuff for us real quick. And if if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast. Follow this guy on Instagram, on Twitter at Sundeaf. You can follow me on Twitter at simplyas10 and on Instagram at simplyas10.prod. And yeah, thank you all for coming out here on such short notice, but we do have the I-word report to get to. We'll talk about who's active, who's not. Big player, actually a couple of big players active today.
Yeah.
But yeah, you ready for the game?
I'm ready for it, man. Like I was just telling you before we went live, it's got to be a get-back game for the defense, man. I expect them to be flying all over the place. I'm excited about some of the guys that we have coming back on defense right now. I'm going to let you get into that, who's active, who's not. But yeah, I'm ready. I see the Rain Gang is ready as well in the chat. Dre is in here. I saw my guy Mod K-Dog in here as well. SG is in the house as JK is back. We're going to get into that, of course. Jabari Cruz Ellis says, "What's up, Purple Rain Gang? What's going on, brother? How you feeling this fine Sunday morning?" Black Daniels in the chat says, "Peace in the chat. Good morning to you all." Good morning, Black Daniels. Appreciate you for pulling up. See Brandon Collins in here. King 95 himself. I see Nas says, "What's good, fellas? Let's get this dub, though." Yeah, we don't get this dub, man. Let's do it. I see my guy Dylan. That's my guy. My guy Dylan is in the chat. What's going on, bro? Appreciate you for coming through. I see the Don. The Don is in the chat. Says, "I forgot to hit the like. I corrected myself. My mistake. Did you go hit that like and subscribe before you come in, guys? Thank you so much."
Yeah,
Don.
go ahead. Do that.
Bro. Yeah.
Thank you.
Make sure you like the video, guys. I see Yolanda, the queen herself, is in the chat. Says, "Happy Sunday, flock. Let's get this W." How you doing, Yolanda? Appreciate you for coming through. All right. So let's. And no, wait. I got one more. My guy Seth. He says, "I'm very tired and very down, but I'm ready for Ravens football."
Aren't we all?
Aren't we all, man? True fans. But all right, simply go ahead and get into that I-word report. Who's playing, who's not, who's active, who's not today.
All right, for the Ravens, inactives, surprise, surprise, Ronnie Stanley. Inactive, Brent Urban, Darrell Worley, James Prochet, and Kenyon Drake. Okay, the Prochet one actually hurts me. I'm really getting tired of this, man. Like, unless he actually is hurt, but just why? You have Raleigh Webb playing over James Prochet. Like, that honestly, like, I don't know. I understand why people make fun of Prochet, but I feel like he can actually do something.
Yeah.
Just me. But the fact he's inactive again, like, it's kind of annoying at this point. I think the big one, though, is Kenyon Drake being active, which means J.K. Dobbins is active. He's back. He's playing. That is a huge boost for this run game. I know that the run blocking has been really bad, but we have a running back who can make something out of nothing now, which is beautiful. Yeah. I'm actually super excited for J.K. Dobbins, and with Brent Urban being active, that means we see Travis Jones make his NFL debut, third-round pick going against Cole Strange, who was, I believe, the lineman in that Senior Bowl clip, who actually just mauled to the ground. Yeah, that's going to be fun to watch today.
Yes, absolutely. Just kind of touching on a couple of the points you made just now. Travis Jones coming back, that's huge. I love that. Kenyon Drake being inactive definitely does mean that we'll see J.K. Dobbins. I feel like the ramp-up has already happened. I feel like they're going to throw him back in there. Let's just let's predict. Would you say over or under 15 carries?
Sorry, the Ravens just posted a video of J.K. Dobbins in the uniform, and I'm about to shed a tear. Like, him suited up, it's beautiful. I'm going to go under, though. I think 7 to 10 carries. With the way the run game is, I just, a little bit of a pitch count. Did it with Marcus Peters. Justice Hill is active. Mike Davis is active as well. So they'll be getting their runs too. But I think we're going to be going heavy towards the pass. It wouldn't surprise me. Because I can get their inactives as well. And I think there is a big, big positive for a matchup for us against them.
Yeah. Definitely excited to see what J.K. Dobbins brings to the table. Black Daniel says here, light load for J.K., so he's agreeing with you. On the pitch count, we'll see more of guys like Mike Davis, maybe Justice Hill. Speaking of Justice Hill, we saw a good bit of him last week. And do you think that, the same will be true this week? We'll see, Justice Hill taking a lot of the snaps, a lot of the carries.
Probably third down back, most likely. Yeah, we did it before.
Okay. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat here. Black Daniels pointing out here, I'm confused. Was Kenyon Drake on the report this week? I don't recall. Mike Davis up over Drake with JK back.
Oh, no, he wasn't. Healthy scratch.
Healthy scratch.
Healthy scratch.
So weird, this Ravens offense.
Yeah.
Getting into, I wanted to talk about, I want to bring up Ronnie Stanley. You know,
Okay.
and I was texting you about this early this morning because it was just on my mind. It was on my heart.
Bright and early, by the way.
Yeah,
Bright and
man.
early.
Yeah. I was just like thinking to myself, like, damn, Stanley inactive yet again. And yet, listen, I get it. We don't want to rush him back like we did last season, yada, yada, yada. But when I hear Harbaugh say things like, you know, he's in the best shape of his life, yada, 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 it's really up to him. It makes me think, or it makes me wonder that, like, he may be physically healed, but is he mentally healed or recovered from that injury? You know, and if he's not, I feel like that can be a bigger hurdle sometimes than recovering physically, recovering mentally. You know, you have to be able to recover mentally to step back out on that football field and let another grown NFL defensive end run right into you, and you got to block him on that ankle.
Right.
You know, so maybe he's just not there yet in the head. But and I asked you, I was like, hey, listen, man, do you think Ronnie Stanley's stealing money?
A little bit of money grab.
Yeah. What do you think?
I mean, I don't think he is. I do think like they are being super cautious with him. I saw somebody say like it was like a doctor that they are pretty accurate with what they say the injuries are. Well, fuck. I can't believe I said it. What they say the eye is, and they said they expect him around week 8. And this guy's gotten a lot of stuff right. I think that's kind of where I'm putting it to. And like I know we want him back by now, but at this point, I mean, we have just so much invested in him, and it's just been a talking point for a while now. I just don't need him to go in the field and for him to just play very poor like he did last year for that one game.
Yeah, no, I understand for sure. Black Daniel says here, Ronnie said them checks got him feeling like an intern.
Yeah,
that's funny. Ma K-Dog in the building says, Sutton, let's not forget, the season is a marathon and not a sprint. You're absolutely right about that. He says, I would rather have Stanley at the end of the season instead of the beginning. Fair.
I'm there too. I'm just worried about when he comes back, who we play.
Because the Browns week 8 or something?
Yeah. I mean, that's Myles Garrett. It's not going to get easy. I think TJ Watt will be back by the time we play the Steelers as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not going to get any easier.
Yeah. Oh, man. King 95 saying here, week 8 is half the season, especially if he's healthy. And he's making a lot of money, a boatload of money. One of the highest paid players on our roster. We have not seen him perform in 30 games, almost 2 years now. It's getting to a point where I understand the frustration of the fans, because it's like, hey man, if we weren't paying you all this money just for you not to play, we could have saved some of that money to pay Lamar already, you know? In theory, but that's just me. But
and think about Stanley, it was the ankle. So as you're a lineman, you put a lot of weight on that ankle.
A lot of weight.
I definitely think that mental aspect is a huge thing as well.
For sure. I just don't know how good he's gonna be coming back in like halfway through the season when it's actually really cold outside. Because Alex, I don't know, like when was the last time you played football in the cold? It was harder to be physical.
Winter.
Yeah, it's a lot harder to be physical when it's cold outside. Your extremities get tight. It's harder to hit people. It's harder to let people hit you. It's just tough. It's just tough on all your bones and all your muscles, things like that. So he's really going to be thrown into the fire, and I hope he's actually ready. Ready.
Maybe he can be against the Buccaneers in a nice warm game. You know what? That wouldn't.
Maybe a warm game, a dome game, something.
Yeah, Saints dome.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. All right, let's see what else we got from you guys here in the chat. Judon revenge game, says Dylan. I forgot we're playing Matt Judon, our old friend, our old pal.
Yeah, and I'll get into the Patriots inactives because we have another former pal on their list. So starting off, Jacoby Myers, receiver, Kyle Duggar, safety, which is huge because usually they're like their safeties on tight ends. Defensive tackle, Sam Roberts, linebacker, Raekwon McMillan, quarterback, Bailey Zapp, and defensive back, Sean Wade. Good old Ravens legend,
I remember him,
Sean Wade. Mm-hmm. Yeah, traded him in the preseason. Wasn't even, as for our revenge game, he's definitely going to want to show out and be like, that's why you should have paid me. But I think it's all love. The only revenge game is him against, what's his name? Steve Saunders. That's the only revenge going on because he does not like him at all.
Listen, man, I mean, talking about Judon having a revenge game kind of made me think about our pass protection. Last week, Lamar Jackson was kept very clean in the pocket, and I loved it. Patrick McCarry starting at left tackle, Morgan Mosway over on the right, everybody else in between. Those guys did a really good job at pass protection. Now, run blocking hasn't been the best. Now, granted, some of the run woes have come from our running backs not being able to hit the correct holes. That's another story for another day. But in terms of our pass protection, though, it's looking really good. I'm really interested to see how, not Ronnie Stanley, but Patrick McCarry looks in the second week starting at left tackle. Because listen, man, if McCarry keeps showing out there, then I'm not going to say there should be like some sort of controversy because they're paying Stanley all that money. But like, I'm comfortable. I'm kind of comfortable throwing in Patrick McCarry really anywhere on that offensive line because he's shown time and time again that he is a jack of all trades. He can move anywhere on that line. So we're definitely going to need that pass protection today, though, for sure.
And that's why we paid him. I think it was a really smart extension because you really can't put him money on versatility. You know, he can literally play anywhere, which is beautiful at a high level.
Another thing as well, of course, the Ravens did just sign Jason Pierre-Paul, which we talked about on our last episode of the show. If you haven't checked that out, make sure you check that out. But Jason Pierre-Paul, he's obviously not active this week. I don't think the deal's all the way done. Did they sign him completely?
Pending physical. That's
pending a physical.
That's the kicker.
So that's always, they always say that. But having him back on the pass rush will be really nice against the Bills. I will say that. Today, though, let's make some predictions, Alex, on who gets after the quarterback. I mean, because Mac Jones, he doesn't have nearly the amount of escapability as Tua has. And Tua doesn't even have that much, if you ask me.
Yeah.
But Mac Jones is definitely more of a statue to me. So I feel like we should be able to get to him. And if we can't.
That Pro Bowl last year, Mac got away and hit the gritty on him. But it was the Pro Bowl. It was the Pro Bowl. There was nobody tackling. You're right. I mean, he's like, to me, he can run it, but he's not going to. I think if we can get to him, as for a sack, listen, we need a way to do something. I need you.
Something. Come on,
and he's I think like been one of the top double team guys in the league. Listen, you got to beat that. All right, you're going to. Yeah. Camille Dafe always sacked today. I definitely think it's coming. I feel like Harbaugh's even talked about it. Like I think the pressure is mounting on his shoulders and pressure.
Yeah.
So
I think he really needs one to like just get it off his chest. You know.
Yeah, kind of like last year. He got his first ever NFL sack in his first game after the whole offseason. He didn't have a sack this year in college. Go ahead and get that sack. Justin Houston does have more sacks than OA. As for somebody else, I think it'll be a big boost that Travis Jones is back. Because I would love to see Travis Jones get just, some one-on-ones. Because he's going to mop whoever's trying to block him. And that'll make it a lot easier for everybody else. So if you want to play that test with Travis Jones, we saw what he did. When he chased down Malik Willis. His speed is nasty for a big guy. I definitely think the interior rush should be there today with the Michael Pierce as well. Him and Travis Jones. And Calais
Michael
Campbell,
Pierce, Matajike, Calais Campbell. Yeah. Hopefully those guys put on a really good show today. Maybe they form a new Monstars in Baltimore. Or in Gillette Stadium, for that matter. Let's see what we have here from you guys. My guy King says, I'd play Ben Cleveland over Powers.
Yeah, and Cleveland is better in the run protection game as well. He's a mauler. That's what his knock was, not being that good in pass protection, but he was really good in run blocking. And our run blocking is really bad right now. You definitely would think that.
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying you definitely think like that would maybe kind of be brought up, but I mean, unfortunately, King, I honestly don't think they're going to switch it. I think this stems back to Cleveland not passing his physical for some reason. Just that petty harps.
I think it should be like more of a situational, rotational thing. Like on these short yardage, 3rd and 2, 4th and 1, where we just need a really good push up front for like 1 or 2 yards. Throw Ben Cleveland in there. Hell, even on the goal line, like he's a mountain of a man.
And they know we're going to run it. So
right.
When we brought in Flele, we're passing it with Flele as a eligible receiver. We're definitely going to throw it. Like, come on. We ran it, so.
Man. Modba says, yo, Rain Gang, my Sunday cannot be ruined. And that's because his Steelers have already played and lost.
His Thursday was, though.
Yeah, Thursday was definitely ruined. let's talk about that game real quick, just real briefly. Did you
I
get
mean,
to watch
Pickens
it?
that Pickens catch was dope. Like I was like, hey,
Mm, that was a really dope catch. Like I said, man, I'm scared of Pickens, man. Once he gets going, once he gets a quarterback that he actually finds a connection with, he's gonna be dangerous for sure.
yeah, I know we like to complain about our offensive coordinator. I think the Steelers have a worse one than us. Matt Canada is atrocious, absolutely atrocious.
But do you
It's
think
bad.
it's really him, or is it just the fact that like they're kind of handcuffing Trubisky because they don't want him to like make too many mistakes? You know?
After speaking to Steeler fans, I think it's a little mixture of both. I
Mm,
know Boz wants Pickett. I would like to see Pickett as well. I
yeah,
just think Trubisky, like, I don't know. I don't know what is with him. Like, I know Deontay had a drop pass. They're scared to throw the ball like past 10 yards. It's really
yeah.
weird. They're all like short passes. That's not going to work, you know. So,
And you know what, man? Like, just kind of talking about the quarterback situation in Pittsburgh, like they are so willing to die on the hill of Mitchell Trubisky, and it makes no sense to me. It makes zero sense, Alex. And you know,
they
if
have
you're a
nothing
Steelers
invested
fan,
in them.
nothing invested. If you're a Steelers fan, listen up. There is nothing that you're going to gain from starting an average, mediocre quarterback who doesn't even clearly on the field. His confidence is like on and off. It's like a switch. Like one drive, you can tell he's out there trying to fire strikes. The other drive, he's very conservative, thinking twice about things. You gotta start your first round quarterback, man. You gotta start your first round pick. It's just as simple as that. Kenny Pickett, he's there. He's waiting in the wings. By the way, 70 people watching live right now. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, enjoy football today. But yeah, Kenny Pickett, he's waiting in the wings, and like you got to think the last couple quarterbacks that were just thrown into the fire, a couple notable ones, Justin Herbert, you know, Josh Allen got his first right away. You know, like these guys are actually
Trevor
doing good
Lawrence.
work. Trevor Lawrence, they're doing good work in the NFL. Why can't you replicate the same thing in Pittsburgh? And I think it comes down to a philosophy thing, kind of like the message getting stale. And a lot of people have said this about the Ravens too. Maybe it's just an AFC North thing. You know, we pride ourselves on what we do. We don't want to get away from what we do. We don't necessarily want to take too many risks. But you see these other teams, Chargers, Bills, Jags, they're taking these risks and they're putting their quarterback in the fire. And they're just going to see, hey, look, if you can swim, you can swim, you know?
Yeah, it's like
It's
just throwing a baby in the pool, learn how to swim.
right.
If not, I'll
You
come
got it.
get you. But
You gotta do it, man. You have to do it.
you do.
Yesterday, Bob says it's Kenny Pickett time. We can't be worse. Yeah, man. If you got two quarterbacks, you got no quarterbacks. You know what they say. You know what they say.
And one,
K Dog
yeah,
saying here, PRP is sponsored by Manscaped. The code PRP for 20% off your purchase. Yeah, I mean K Dog.
it's that
Just getting
simple.
right to it. Yeah,
Get
it's that
the
simple.
man in your life a gift. Will help you out.
Yeah,
Will help you out.
exactly.
And one more thing about the Ravens. You know who I completely forgot we have?
Hmm.
Charlie Kolar. Okay, is he a real
Yeah.
person? I know he played the Amon Marshall game, but Charlie Kolar, like I haven't heard anything about him. I know he's in the IR with a sports hernia.
Hmm.
We have 4 active tight ends today: Nick Boyle, Mark Andrews, Josh Oliver, and Isaiah Likely. Depending how you classify Patrick Ricard, who can be played as a tight end, we could have a 5 tight end set, which is the weirdest thing in the world to me.
Yeah.
It won't
Super
happen
weird.
obviously because we can't have 5 tight ends at one time. But like the
That's
fact we have
that's insane.
4 active, Kolar coming back as well, uh, it's weird. It's weird.
The personnel will definitely be interesting this week. I think it's very interesting and very telling that Nick Boyle is going to play his first game of the season. I feel like the run game is going to be smash mouth. We're going to try to establish that early and then kind of go from there. But the game is in about 30 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and get out of you guys' hair in just a minute here. We want to actually get some fantasy questions from you guys. Fantasy football. The lineup's got to be locked in the next half hour. So make sure you drop your fantasy questions down in the chat right now. We will get to those. Make sure you also like the video as well. We'd appreciate that. Rob Jack says, "Shout out this pod though. Got it projected on the wall. It's lit. That's tough.
Dope.
I
Thank
think
you.
that we're on a wall right now, Alex.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
we're projected.
We're projected.
Love that.
What are you guys' projections for this game, though? You know, I also want to know if you don't have any fantasy questions, throw in like what you think your hot
Yeah.
takes from this game. We want to
Who
see
gets a
those
touchdown?
too.
Who scores first? I think
Yeah.
JK gets a touchdown personally. All right. I'm not saying it's a long touchdown. I'm saying could be in the red zone, and JK does his thing just like he did his first ever
Yeah.
game against the Browns. Got in the red zone. Didn't have a big game, but 2 touchdowns.
News right here. Is Justin Herbert playing today? Is he out?
It's literally game time decision. Like He doesn't know if he wants to get an injection into his rib. Personally, I wouldn't, because the last time that happened with the quarterback, Tyrod Taylor. So I don't know, but I wouldn't count on Herbert playing.
Sorry, guys. My dog is excited for football Sunday.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
Yeah. Let's see. Kyler here says Jerry Jeudy or Michael Carter. What do you think?
I think Jeudy is like questionable. I think he's gonna play though. I don't know, because Michael Carter, and they have Breece Hall with the running backs in New York.
Crowded
This is a
back
tough
there,
one. This is a tough one. I'm gonna go Jeudy though, because Russell
I'm
did
going
hit Jeudy.
for sure. Yeah, I feel like Jeudy has a better touchdown upside, and also, I mean, that's his number one target. Russell Wilson. So I'm definitely going Jerry Jeudy. I think Jerry Jeudy by the middle of the season, he's going to be a top 5 receiver.
He should be.
I can say that. Yeah,
He should be.
Yeah. So I'll definitely go Jeudy there. Let's see what else you guys have here. Black Daniel said JK is getting a tutty. That would bring me to tears. Me too, man.
All of us, man.
Especially if he breaks off a big one, not just like punching it in, but like if he breaks off a big one,
like
kind of
30-yarder.
What he did against Cincinnati. I'm talking like a 50-yard.
50
plus. I'm talking about. I'm saying. But yeah, let's see. 410 Byron saying here, what if number 27 JK scores on the first play of the game like a former 27 did in New England?
2009, I believe.
Mm.
I remember that. What a play that was. And we never have beaten them in the regular season in Foxborough. I think the last time we played there was in 2020. Then before we played like on a Monday night game. I think we can definitely beat it today. We can beat them. Get the monkey off of our back.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think we can as well. We'll take a couple more fantasy questions from you guys. By the way, Alex, I believe me and you played in fantasy last week.
Yeah, you got the better of me. Kirk Cousins dropped a stinker. An absolute stinker, dude. Kirk Cousins, man. Yeah.
I want to see who you've got starting this week. I got Alex, Simply AS10, going up against Mark from the Rain Gang. Alex is already at 13 points because he's got Najee Harris, who scored him 13. Yeah. And then I got, of course, Alex. He's got Kirk Cousins starting a quarterback, Aaron Jones and Antonio Gibson as his 2 running backs. Receivers, he's got Jarvis Landry and Marquise Brown. Speaking of Marquise Brown, you see that drop last week?
Listen, man.
I saw the touchdown too, but that drop though.
He said that drop though.
But that drop though. You know what I'm saying? And it was in overtime too. They very well could have lost that game. Just saying.
Yeah.
You got to hold on.
They could have.
Yeah.
But fantasy-wise too, I see Kittle is playing, Adrian. Kittle is playing.
Yes.
In one of my leagues, I was going to start Taysom Hill at tight end, but he's out. I was going to do that risk, and I was really annoyed.
That's not a bad play, though.
Yeah.
Because they used him a lot week 1, didn't they?
Yeah, but he's out, which is like insanity.
Yeah.
So I'm starting Hayden Hurst instead. Raven legend Hayden Hurst.
Okay. Let me just finish going through your lineup here. You've got George Kittle starting. You've got Austin Seibert at kicker. You got Saints defense. Now, let me see.
What's your team looking like?
My team this week, I've got Patrick Mahomes at quarterback. I've got Melvin Gordon and Austin Eckler at running back. Melvin Gordon, I'm really not so high on that. But Austin Eckler, he should get his. Brandon Cooks at receiver along with Mike Williams. I feel like Mike Williams will probably get a touchdown today, no matter who's starting.
Yeah.
I think Keenan Allen might be back. Is Keenan Allen playing?
I haven't heard much about Keenan Allen. I know he was out last week. I think so, because they said he was close to playing last Thursday. And he had an extended
so
week.
yeah, he'll probably play then. At tight end, I got our guy Mark Andrews. I'm expecting him to have a big day today, honestly. Well, then again, I don't know. I feel like Belichick will definitely try to scheme to take Mark Andrews out of the game, because that's going to be Lamar's like first or second read. So I'm sure that Belichick will have a defense in play that Lamar's going to have to look him off a couple times. But I feel like he can get a red zone tutty though. I still feel like he can. And also have Elijah Moore, a wide receiver, Dan Carlson at kicker, and then Patriots defense against us. So. Yeah, I know. On my bench, I've actually got a pretty good amount of wide receivers. I got Alan Lazard, who I feel like, he's going to do what he does with Aaron Rodgers. Kadarius Toney. I've got Julio Jones as well. So, I mean, if you're in the Rain Gang Fantasy League and you're looking to trade for a receiver, just let me know. I got him.
You know,
on
it's
deck.
crazy. Speaking of Packers receivers, Sammy Watkins is on the IR.
I heard about that too. Yeah,
Sammy Watkins. He had a good game against the Bears. Three catches, 63 yards. Yeah, had like a 39-yard catch as well, which sucks. I mean, the talent's there. It's just his body won't let him play at all.
Yeah. And it's kind of sad. I mean, he's at that stage in his career, but you can tell he loves the game. He keeps coming back each and every year, different teams, and he's still doing it. So, speedy recovery for our guy Sammy Watkins. Gilbert Melton says, "What's up, fam? Good afternoon. Let's get this W rain, gang."
Yes,
sir. You already know what it is. I got my guy Edward George in the house. Says much love to Sutton and Simply. Appreciate what you guys do. Thank you, Edward.
We'd be nothing without you. Thank you.
We'd be nothing without you. Nothing. Gerald says Sutton Def was at the iPhone 14 Pro. No, this is actually the iPhone 13 Pro. I'm not upgrading to the 14 this year. I'm not doing it. I told myself I'm not doing it. So I'm sticking with my
self-control. I like that.
Yeah, yeah. Growth. We call that growth. Let's see. JD Killswitch says, hoping Pittman can get me some points this week.
The Colts, man, they're disappointing me. They're really disappointing me. Matt Ryan.
Yeah. And we'll end it off with this one here. Adrian Sanchez says, should I take the Ravens line -2.5?
I'm not a betting man.
I'm not a betting man either, but I would take that bet, though.
But if I was, I would.
Yeah, I would. But thank you guys so much for coming out to this pregame stream. We're going to let you guys go and get ready for football as it starts in about 22 minutes. Again, you can follow us on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast, just like you see down below. You can follow me on Twitter or Instagram at Sutton Def. You can find this guy over here on Twitter at SimplyS10, on Instagram at SimplyS10.prod, and always, never forget, you can go on YouTube, type in SimplyS10. You can see the best highlights of all time. Listen, you're not going to be able to watch all these games that are going on today. You're probably not even going to watch all the Monday night game tomorrow. So rely on this guy over here or this guy over here.
I'll miss some of the Monday night game tomorrow.
To get your highlights. I mean, but I know them highlights are going to be up and they're going to be going crazy. So subscribe to SimplyS10. Subscribe to the Purple Rain Pod. Oh, yeah. Stupid stuff like that. But I love seeing that stuff on your channel, though. You always always get that.
It's the most random stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I love it.
It's not just like the highlights. It's like the story of the game. I love it, man. Your preview videos, they go crazy. If you haven't seen those, make sure you tune into those. He posts them on Instagram, Twitter. I'm not sure if he does it on YouTube, though.
No, I don't. Okay. I think that's mainly for social media. But yeah.
Got you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Makes sense. Rob Jack here saying top 5 highlight creator. Yeah, I mean,
thank you, Rob.
That's me, top 2 and not 2. Adrian says, much love. Let's go. Yeah, let's go, Adrian.
Let's freaking
With that being said, I'm going to let my guy SimplyS10 take us out. It's time for football.
And as always, thank you for coming through. Nice little pregame stream. Listen, I was not expecting all of this, but thank you very much. I hope you guys enjoyed the game today. You got 20 minutes. Go get ready. Go heat some food up. Go cook some food. Pour some drinks. Get the nachos ready. Get the salsa ready. Get the queso ready. And let's ride. All right. And as always, stay positive. Test negative.
And never, ever forget to call God. There's been yet another pregame live stream from the Purple Rain Podcast. We're going to catch you guys in the next